Hi guys, it's Kim with Geauga Firearms Academy. Today I'm going to do a video about a topic I get asked about a lot, which is how to rack the slide. A lot of people have issues with racking the slide and they have a really big issue with trying to lock it to the rear. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks and also show you a product I actually recently found at a show that might help you. One thing to note is a lot of people with not very much grip strength get very frustrated because they go, I can't keep racking the slide. They can't keep doing it over and over again. And just remember, you only normally have to just rack it the one time, so don't feel like you have to do it like 20 times in a row. Another tip is make sure that they're getting enough of their hand on it so they can get a good, nice grip, as much of their hand on there as possible, get a nice, strong grip. For example, if you're going to teach them the power stroke methods where you come over the top like this, make sure they're getting enough of their hand up there. The only area I'm going to tell you that you need to be very careful with is that they're not putting it near the port, because that's the one place on the slide where it could possibly pinch you. Make sure they're here on the rear of the slide where these serrations are so they can get a nice grip on it. If you're going to teach them the other method, which I actually prefer personally myself, the slingshot method is where it's out in front of you like this and you just turn it sideways. You grip the back right here and you pull it back and you let it go. Really important is a lot of people want to just put their thumbs and just barely pinch it, but we want to be all the way up there with our hand. What we don't want to do is just barely have our thumb on here. We want to be all the way up there away from the port, but get a nice grip on it. Another tip is using your big muscles instead of you trying to use your hand strength, especially when you're using your non-dominant hand, because if you were to arm wrestle yourself, your dominant versus your non-dominant hand, your dominant hand's going to win. You have more muscles in it, and then also too, those big muscles are a lot stronger than the grip muscles that we have. So what I mean by that, let's use the power stroke example. Instead of trying to use this non-dominant hand to pull it back and let it go, what I'm going to do instead is this hand is simply going to hold on, and then this hand is going to punch forward. And then when it gets forward enough, then this hand lets go. So I'm going to punch forward with this arm. And looking at the other way, we have this gun out in front of us and we turn it sideways. Instead of this hand trying to pull it back and let it go, we're going to now use this hand just going to hold on, and this hand's going to punch forward, and when it's forward, this hand's going to let go like this. Also, the closer you bring it to your body, you're going to have more strength and you're going to be able to use those big muscles more. So instead of trying to do everything from way out here, bring it in closer, or like same thing like this. Bring it nice and close to your body. Those are tips to rack it. So just to review, you want to bring it nice and close to your body, making sure you're getting enough hand on there. And instead of using your grip strength, you're going to use your big muscles to punch it forward. Really important to note too for new shooters, it's important that you let go. A lot of people want to do this where they ride this slide like that, and that'll cause jam. So when it does get here, we're going to let it go and let the slide do its job, because it's got to pick up that round and put it in the chamber. And we have students in their 80s with arthritis, and they can rack a slide if you show them the proper way. So it can be done. Now let's talk about the issue that people have the most trouble with usually, and that's locking the slide to the rear. To do that, in case you are newer and you don't know what I'm talking about, what I'm going to do is press up on the slide lock slide release lever as I pull the slide back until it locks into place like this. And then I can, if I was doing a safety check or if I wanted to clean or maintenance it, this is an important step, and by far this is the step that most people struggle with. So let's talk about some tips and tricks to do that. One mistake that people make is they think that they press in, or they think that as soon as they press it up, it stays up. As you can see, as soon as I let go, it comes down. So we have to hold it up there while we pull the slide back until it reaches that notch. And in some firearms, it's not as apparent. There's not always that little notch cut out there, but I just use those examples because you can actually see where it needs to slide up into. So same concepts as trying to rack it. We want to bring it close to our body. Also, a lot of people try to keep their perfect grip and they try to press up on it and their thumb literally can't reach. So you need to break your grip to do it. That's what I do, is I break my grip. So here's my perfect grip. And I'm going to adjust my hand so I can press up on the slide lock slide release as I pull the slide back until it locks into place. And notice I'm nice and close to my body. Also, you have to be mindful of what's around you. For example, if you're in an indoor range, you may need to turn your body so that you keep that muzzle pointed in a safe direction. I also explain to people I'm essentially doing 3 things at once. So this hand here is pulling back, and this hand has 2 jobs to do. It's pressing up with my thumb, and then this arm's pushing forward. You're kind of like bear hugging it, if you want to think of it that way. Another way someone told me recently, and it helped somebody, was think that you're gonna lock it to the rear, then you press the slide release up, and then you're good to go. So whichever way works for you. Also, when I was at a recent show, I told you I ran into some people. They had this thing called a Handi Racker, which I thought was pretty cool. It helps people rack the slide really easily, and I'm gonna show you here in just a moment how it works. I've been really surprised because they have 2 sizes, and surprisingly enough, every handgun that I've tried has fit the one size, and I even took it to my girl in a gun last night and tried even a really small 380. The shield works with that one. Even all our full-size ones work with that one, and it makes it really simple. So let's check it out. So they have the 2 sizes like I mentioned. They're essentially just a piece of, looks like polymer, I want to guess, and they're made here in the USA. The guy was really nice. He was like, they make it, I could literally walk to where they make it from my house. So really nice people. You can even just hold it with 2 fingers here, and you just press down. It makes it really easy, especially from this angle, and you're able to use your weight to rack the slide. I used it with all different handguns yesterday. We probably had at least 17 or 18 different ones between all the girls last night at the Girl in the Gun Club, and it fit all of them, even a small little 380 pistol. So they do have the smaller size, but you would really have to have a tiny gun to really need this. This fit everything from full size to those really tiny guns that everyone had last night. Really cool little product, made in the USA. Thought I would give them a little shout out. Another product I recommend are these slide grip trim Talon grips. They're very affordable, and what they are they're just little specifically made for your firearm decals that add a like sandpaper like texture to the area where you need to grip at. And they really do help a lot. We've had a few of them on different handguns that we use for rentals for students, and they're held up really well. They're very affordable, and they're just an easy and affordable way that you can add a little bit of texture back here and make it easier for you to rack the slide at home. So I'll put a link below for those. Here they are up close. And there's a little T for Talon grip. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and a share and a comment. We always love to hear from you guys. You can, of course, find us on YouTube. You can find us on Rumble. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. And we put all of our premium content on Patreon.